Welcome back, guys. You still there? We're still trying to get this game going, and it appears as if Michu is going to actually be substituting here for Virtus.pro. So we'll see how that actually works out. And interestingly, for byali, subbing for byali. And interestingly, I actually played against Michu recently on the FACEIT pickup game system.
Oh yeah, how'd you get on?
Yeah. Well, I think we won actually, but he was carrying his team like super hard. I think he was playing with some random people, but he was carrying pretty hard. And it's funny though, because on the pickup system, you can actually run into a lot of top players. They play with themselves. They play there quite frequently. So you can run into some interesting names when you're pugging around on FACEIT. But here we go, guys. Virtus.pro and Hellraisers. We are into the knife round, so we're getting underway with this. Michu for byali. I'm sure that changes quite a bit for Virtus.pro, but Michu is definitely an amazing player. He recently left ESC. And I think he could currently be in Debris Gaming. I'm not exactly sure what his plan is at the moment, but either way, Hellraisers and Virtus.pro playing that knife game, and looks like Neo's there.
Just when we said as well, this is the first full lineups of teams coming into play, and then
triple knife.
Triple knife. There we go. So I think that'll be Virtus.pro going onto the CT side, I'd imagine. But
perfect for them. Absolutely perfect. So it looks like we'll have a short delay, guys. Wouldn't be CS with a little, delay thrown in here or there.
Builds up the hype, doesn't it, and the tension.
Yeah,
it's all part of the drama.
That's how it works, how it goes. I think that's written somewhere that there's like a quota of delay for every tournament that you must experience.
So we have seen Virtus.pro CT set up. We know how dominant it can be here. We discussed that before.
I can actually draw on the map and stuff because we're kind of like, oh no, the mouse is stuck. So I can't draw on the map. Big piece there. But never mind, guys. Oh well, we'll work it out later on. Perhaps the mouse is gone. Either way, what I was going to illustrate with the map is basically... Oh, there we go. We're back. So, okay, so we were talking before about how Virtus.pro tend to play this map defensively. Obviously, byali is not there, so this actually might hinder their ability to play this map as they usually do.
Sure.
But they usually do the triangle setup, I like to call it, or they basically have a heavy focus on being able to shut down connector massively. They kind of want to actually lure people into connector because it's actually a massive choke point now, and it's even more dangerous now that you can kind of wallbang through wood bits. So this kind of plays into what Virtus.pro want a lot of the time. We've seen them really shut teams down there who try to go for these A splits. So that's something to look out for with Virtus.pro. And generally speaking, their setups on A, their counter-setting setups when teams are rushing in through slope and through palace is generally very strong. So be interested to see how this actually goes with Michu standing in for byali.
Yeah, I guess when someone comes in as like such a last-minute substitution, there's no real time to prepare though, is there? It's kind of like, okay, we're chucking defense here, we're going to have to make this work. And I guess the best thing you can do is just try and slip him into a position where he has the least amount of responsibility.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not even sure how that would work. You move people around on the map to kind of make it fit, and you just kind of stick him in byali's position and just hope for the best that he's going to kind of be able to fit in there. Because obviously in the tactics they're going to have to give them set smokes and set rolls. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this pans out for them. I think it's obviously not what you want when you're just about to go into a huge game against your main rivals in terms of Hellraisers, who are been known to be quite a pretty good CS team. So be interested to see what happens here. But it looks like we'll be getting ready to go live soon. I actually think we only got 4 players on the server.
Does it be the case currently?
We've got more DDoSes coming in.
Well, Michu is actually left, so we'll see. We'll update you guys, as I trip over my words, as we get the info, so you can be sure of that. But one thing to note here as well is that when you have, like, Virtus.pro are one of those teams that always astound me and impress me because of the way that they are able to, or the way they rehearse their setup so much. From a team play perspective, they understand like if rushes are coming in from certain locations, exactly who peaks and who peaks when. And if I'm not peaking, I'm kind of flashing for the guy that is peaking. So it's actually quite intricate, and a lot of thought and effort has been put into those setups. So it's it seems like byali is actually coming back. That's wonderful.
That's good news, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't get a watered down version of Mirage from Virtus.pro.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff from them. I think I would have been a little bit annoyed being a Virtus.pro, like especially if it was annoying things like DDoSes. I mean, that malicious stuff in the end, it just seems very frustrating for them. The fact they get their full 5 is going to be bring their confidence right back and maybe lift the morale a little bit too. But yeah, that's good to see. And we can see we should be going live hopefully in the next couple of minutes.
And actually, following the trend of some of the matches that we've seen. We had Inferno, we had Dosia, we talked about some standard strats. There's one that I've noticed from watching demos recently from top teams. I saw it a lot with Complexity and Dignitas. Actually, from ESL1, they both did this.
Yeah.
Is that it's quite hard to pull it off properly, and you also need good teams to do it. But actually, to have like one guy waiting on slope, one guy in Palace, you have like the bomber. Do a little bomb. That's the bomb, by the way. That is a bomb.
Okay.
Anyway, and then you have 3 guys. You have smoke over mid, like from spawn, hopefully into the window, and you have the rest of the guys kind of moving around in this area, making noise, and you get a smoke. You can wait a little bit of time for this smoke, this defensive smoke, to dissipate, and you throw a deep smoke down here, because that kind of telegraphs that there is a big threat on B. And this is something that Devilwalk used to talk about. He says the threat is bigger than the action. Sure. So that like has more of an effect just because it's threatening than actually if it was actually going to happen. So we're actually going to go into the pistol round here, but basically, long story short, they push down here, go through connector, and it's an A split. That's like
so they're baiting the people to stay at B with the smoke grenade.
Exactly.
And kind of utilising the players, pincering onto the A bomb site and coming together. But yes, here we go then. The pistol round has finally gone live. You're watching Virtus.pro versus Hellraisers. Virtus.pro will be starting on the favoured CT side, and as you see this round slowly unfold, Pasha is going to have this advantageous position, manages to take down Markelov to open up the round.
Yeah, nice to spot actually what's happening. TaZ very, very close quarters leg will just go down, and that is going to be very, very problematic because Hellraisers need to get this bomb down and they need to do it fast. And if they are able to accomplish that, Virtus.pro, it will be hard to press to do this retake, but it looks like they're all over the site right now, and Hellraisers can't gain any ground whatsoever. Just Dosia left at this point as Virtus.pro deflect this push onto the B bomb site, getting in work early on mid, but it's not over yet. With Dosia with 2 crazy headshots coming in, forces it to the one-on-one situation. A moment spent in silence for the reload, and finally picking off the triple. Insane play from Dosia. In fact, that was the ace. What am I talking about? Dosia going just insane in that round. Those last 3 frags, though, with just 1-on-3, amazing. Yeah,
well, I feel like VP actually, again, we saw this in another game tonight. This kind of maybe overfacing. As I was about to kind of start analysing it, it's interesting to see that VP have picked up the dual scout setup.
Yes.
We are seeing this gun being utilised a lot more in CSGO meta, but
really good on this map.
Here we go. Let's see what they can do. Obviously, you've got the jumping opportunities in B, but it looks like if you don't make that first shot, you're going to find it hard to kind of reposition yourself and get back into the round. You can see that though, TaZ does manage to pick up the first kill on the Kucher, and he will be taken down. And the scout does come into play, and snax does open it up.
Here we go, 2 players versus 2 players. Dosia and Markelov very, very low, but Biali is left with just a pistol. He's got full armor though, so this is very doable with that 5-7 in hand. Makes his way, gets the first kill, headshot onto Dosia, gets the second too, and there you go, Biali coming into play, and that's going to be Virtus.pro picking up that round, and with that scout and pistol armor investment, definitely it's going to throw Hellraisers off quite some.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic play from him. Just when we thought VP were out of it after that huge performance from Dosia, we saw byali have another massive performance from himself. As we say that, I think we're around 5,000 people away from the giveaway.
Yeah, follow the channel, guys. If you want to get that giveaway, we need to hit 70,000 followers.
25 amazing skins on offer. So make sure you follow and tell your friends about the stream, and we can actually get that giveaway rolling very soon, it looks like.
There we go, we're seeing a bit of mid-presence coming out from Virtus.pro here. Just a quick peek there from Neo to assess what is actually happening here on the map from Hellraisers. And it looks like they've been very proactive. Virtus.pro should be able to read what's happening. But in come Hellraisers onto the bomb site. Nay's coming in. Biali on the back of the side there. Can he hold this? Very important for him to hold this position down strong. Does take down Angel. Hellraisers, though, not without their trades, putting in the work. 3-on-3 now as Jungle and Connector both get smoked. Over the smoke, TaZ goes, as well as Neo, and they manage to make the frags happen, and snax chimes in with the last finisher, and that's going to be a wonderful little retake there. Too slow was Hellraisers, or perhaps too good was Virtus on that setup.
I feel like Hellraisers, I think they tried to surprise VP there with a lack of smokes and flashbangs. They kind of most teams will just throw everything over and kind of methodically take the bomb side. I think the Hellraisers kind of just wanted to kind of surprise VP there, and obviously didn't really work in their favour. I think they, like you said, a little bit too slow and didn't make the first frag, kind of got themselves in a pretty difficult situation where they didn't have the cover from the smoke grenades itself, and that's going to force them now onto the full eco. We can see no grenades. We can see a deagle go in the hand of AdreN as he gets taken down, and should be a pretty simple round here for VP as they take them the first 4 frags. Kucher is the last man time remaining. Neo should make light work of him there as he does. Headshot onto him from the AK-47. And there we go, 3-1 in favour of Virtus.pro. This game has had it all so far.
It certainly has a lot of back and forth. Virtus.pro trying to stabilize their economy. They are actually along the way to do that. They just have to win this round and maybe pick up another one fairly clean, and they have a very strong, booming economy. Important one for Hellraisers in that sense that they are able to knock Virtus.pro off this. Pasha going to go in aggressive here. Bit of a risk. Will it pay off? In they come close range. Boom! 2 frags from Pasha, and that's going to be a lot of information, as well as just a huge side release there from Pasha as he holds down the underpass.
Yeah, well, that's what I like to see from these CT teams. I think I like to see on every map almost. CT teams not letting the Ts set the tone for the map. He kind of pushed in, he saw his opportunity at a decent spawn, got down there. The Ts just seemed completely oblivious to it. They didn't even anticipate that was coming. So great smart play from Pasha there, managing to get 2 very important frags. I say that he gets 3, and it's going to be a 5-on-1 situation.
You know, it reminds me of what we saw from Mercenaries, what they did in their match against Dignitas, because Dignitas were in a similar position when it came to the money. They were just about to get into it, and then they decided, okay, now is the best time to take a risk to really throw them off.
Angel is going to be trying to do what he can. He has got the bomb. If he can just get that bronze, that'll be enough. But Pasha shuts him down and picks up his 4th frag of the round. Fantastic stuff from him. Crazy push and a sign of things to come, I think, for Hellraisers. I think we've seen Pasha do that so well. He hasn't even got the AWP out yet. You were talking before about them running this 5-rifle setup. I think they can just do this now until it stops working, and they've got the AWP setup to fall back onto. That's the great thing about this position they're in right now. Like, looks like they're pretty untouchable, and there's going to be another eco here for Hellraisers. They'll be wanting to get the bomb down here, which know their economy isn't great. Good grenade coming into Pasha there. Will he keep facing? I think he fancies a couple more. Perhaps a little bit sloppy from him. He could have just fallen back once he got the kill. But
they're very tight though on this all 3 angles.
Yeah, it looks like the backup and the cavalry has arrived, and they managed to clean up quite easily there. And it'll be interesting to see what Hellraisers do here. They can see Markelov finally picking up the AWP. They know they need a change of strategy here, and it'll be nice to see him. As we say that, Pasha picks up one as well. So here we go. This is a change of mentality for both teams here. It'll be interesting to see where Pasha actually goes with this. We know he likes to be quite dynamic with it, and here we go. So we can see he's going to be going for the apps pick, and I think this probably worked perfectly for him. He hasn't shown any sort of dominance there. He whips his lines a little bit there as he gets taken down. That was
a match made in heaven. He got the spawn. He had the timing. He had everything he needed
on a plate, and it just kind of fell off the plate.
The dog ate it.
Yeah, there we go. 5-on-4 situation now in favour of Hellraisers.
Yeah, that was. But definitely, I love the use of his spawn. That's so strong, and especially in a spot like this, when they're not going to expect an AWP. There's a total element of surprise there. And unfortunately, they are going to have to now adapt to the situation. Hellraisers letting them stew in their paranoia a little bit now, as Virtus.pro are indeed pressured to a situation where they have to cover the map in a way which is not as optimal as, of course, with 4 or 5 players alive. So they are playing very defensively on A here, so they can pull back if needs be. But it looks like a few frags can be coming in there from Virtus.pro. Good stuff to begin with. Opening things up as Neo gets even more kills. And that is a completely, just a massive stop on the Hellraisers push onto the A bomb site. Now what do? They got 1 player in an underpass. They got 1 player with a bomb in Palace. Kucher, what will they even do? There's
not really a lot of options on the table, to be honest. It looks like Neo's just on absolute fire right now. He's landed 2 fantastic kills there. It looks like he's not finished yet. Will he get your 4th one down? He does, and that's a huge round from Neo. After losing their point man Pasha so early on in the round, for him to come back and kind of salvage around from that kind of just shows how strong VP are right now. And it kind of looks like Hellraisers, this is what we were talking about before with Hellraisers, as soon as they haven't got these opportunities with their players to kind of run around and just be the headshot machines they are, it's very difficult for them to get back into the game, especially when there's such a huge deficit like they are now. I think they're going to struggle here, and I think they're going to resort to more, well, to be honest, but maybe they just need to go back to basics here and kind of just stick as a unit and kind of try and frag together instead of oh, there we go.
Wow, with the Kirill too.
Yeah, good stuff from him. This will be, the next frag will be very important now as Neo does pick it up, and it's not going to be good news.
Nice movement here from Hellraisers into the A-bomb side. Under distraction, byali can't quite focus properly, and AdreN takes advantage. 3 versus 4, 2 versus 4 now as TaZ and snax remain and are pushed for this retake. But unfortunately for them, Hellraisers shut it down. And all off the back of that first kill, was it Markelov, I think, with the Galil in mid?
Good stuff from him. Pasha actually had the AWP as well in hand.
2 AWP buys, 0 frags.
But this is where Hellraisers are so fragile now. If they lose this round, their economy is absolutely screwed. They need to ensure they win this one. They need to kind of perhaps just do the same again. If you can get a kill on the AWP in middle, that'd be fantastic. As I say, that looks like the VP are actually going back to the 5 rifle setup here. We saw them; it's been so strong for them so far. Why not go back to it? And as I mentioned before, it's an unlosable round really for Hellraisers. Their economy will be absolutely ruined if this goes wrong.
This is a really interesting setup here. Actually, Hellraisers is going to get assaulted there. Quick assault there from TaZ from short. That's going to be very annoying here. But they have so many options, but they're getting cut down with that M4 from Neo. Dosia will get a return frag, but he's going to need more than that with 4 players left now and not a single plan in sight. Angel and it's Dosia got to communicate to make this work, but Dosia and Angel both going to get taken out by Virtus.pro's proactive play on the CT side there, which shut it down, because Hellraisers, they had a cool setup there with a player who could pick in Palace, and either they move to B and he's an annoying flanker, or they have an A split possibility. So that could have been really strong for Hellraisers.
It could have been something. But here we go. This is the difficult situation we were talking about before. So we got the Galils and no utilities whatsoever for Hellraisers. This is a very big round for them. You can see this kind of slipping away from them slightly. 7-2 in favour of Virtus.pro right now. I can see a more defensive approach from VP. We've seen them be quite aggressive with pushes and kind of aggressive AWP setups, and now they're kind of going backwards, change of setup here, and just kind of forcing the T's to come into the bomb sites first. And
there's an A split coming up, but actually Virtus.pro, look who is in A. No one. It's just one guy who's playing it very defensively. They can go for if Bieli can survive, they can play the retake, but he's actually going to even get a pick, so that's huge there for Virtus.pro now as Hellraisers make their way in, but they're already sussed out. Hellraisers a bit too slow to the, bit more feet to the punch there by Virtus.pro, and once again Virtus.pro on top of things with their. And I liked the cute little double peek on mid at the start. They knew there was no opposite. Like why not? Let's just double peek with the M4s, and they are very cheap. The $2,900. That is really cheap.
Just worth noting that Neo is going absolutely sick this game. He's currently sat on 18 kills and 4 deaths. It seems like wherever he's going, it seems to be 2 terrorists on his screen, and he's just completely wiping them out. So he's having an absolutely monster of a game. He's just kind of got into that sweet spot where he just kind of has that confidence to go wherever he wants and kind of just keep facing and not really having any fear. And he seems like it's paying off for him. He seems to be on very, very strong form indeed right now. And we can see Hellraisers are going to be forced into yet another eco here. And this is getting to a dangerous territory for them now. They want to start racking some rounds up on the board if they're going to have a chance to get back into this.
And looks again like they were going for basically the mid play, like keep the close ranges. That's like what underpass is great for with pistol.
Yes.
Keep getting to mid close ranges. And it looks like TaZ could get caught by that. If he gets too hungry for this frag gate, he's going to get exposed over below towards underpass. But in fact, he's got the cover from the frag base. Looks like Pasha will get taken out, but kucher, unless he gets another couple of frags, it's going to be no sweat for Virtus.pro.
There we go, kucher, the last man remaining. Looks like snax wants a piece of the action himself. Will he be able to get it? Yes, he does. Takes him down. That's going to be the 9th round for Virtus.pro as we step now into the 12th. Not many rounds left here for Hellraisers. They need to kind of step it up a little bit, I think, and kind of maybe just fall back to something a little more basic. We've seen them kind of try to execute on A, but it seems like they're losing the frags before they actually have an opportunity to actually get onto the bomb site. I think I'd like to see them kind of slow it down a little bit, do the fully executed smokes, and then they can utilize their aims before they lose a frag and kind of get into the game. And it looks like they know that they're losing mid-control here. It looks like TaZ is going to be pushing up, and if he gets the first frag here, it's going to be a good reply there from kucher. He manages to salvage that situation.
Nice bringing up the trades there. Very important there from kucher. Evening things up 3 men apiece. Virtus.pro, though, still 9-2 on the scoreboard, so the pressure's on Hellraisers to make this work. Creeping through the smoke, nade in hand. Can snax pull this off? The defense does get the drop on Dosia, and he's still holding his position once the next peak goes for the flash, finally falls back down, but so much time has been just eliminated here. Virtus.pro all over this B bomb side at this point in time. They can't even get out of the house.
So
snax, he did his job and then some right there.
Yeah, this looks like VP.
Look at the money. Oh my god.
It's just too strong right now. The ball really is rolling in their favour. Yet another recap for Hellraisers here. We can see Neo currently sat on 21 frags. He is having a hell of a good time. And I think this is the point where VP can just start keep doing what they're doing, having these aggressive pushes and kind of keep getting in the faces of the Hellraisers. It looks like they just haven't got a reply for this whatsoever. They're getting themselves in positions where they're losing the frag early on and kind of being forced to go into positions that we saw, then kind of forced to go into B. And it's just oh my goodness, what a shot. Huge.
Yeah, that's pretty hard. This hot stuff. Virtus.pro, they're just executing right now. They're just executing.
Yeah.
They're hitting so well with the shots.
Very crisp aims.
Yeah, it's looking so strong for them. I mean, they don't. It's not necessarily that they're just playing, you know, tactically out of their minds. They're playing fairly simple. They're making some good pushes here and there. They're playing smart, but they are hitting those shots.
Yeah, every one-on-one I've seen, especially from Neo's perspective, like you see, like it'd be like a spray off between the two players, but Neo just seems to be like that 10% better than his opponents. Like he's just heads and shoulders above them right now. He seems to be winning every one-on-one he's in. And as we say that, it looks like Kucher is now going to be wasting a little bit of time. It's a 4-on-1 situation. I think it would just be maybe trying to get a bomb down here. He's kind of just waiting, seeing if any frags are available to get the bomb down.
He wants someone to get hungry and push for info. But one thing to note there as well, as he moves out, is that I'll draw the line. But the way the Virtus.pro set up, they actually knew that what to expect there. You know, normally they want to play a guy a little bit closer towards the slope and the palace area to get those setups really going. But they knew that the money was low, so if a pistol setup does come in really hard and fast, the guy that's most vulnerable is the guy that's close. So they just play like long ranges, like maximize, you know, the potential from these rifles, and you can see that it really works out for them. They're adapting well, and again the double mid peek here coming from them.
Here we go. We got Hellraisers. I think they might have heard me. They're going for a look like a little proper A execution here. It looks like they actually get a... Oh, God.
Oh, no.
That
was the CT spawn smoke, I think.
God, guys, we're bought. Do not go in.
Oh, no.
Oh, then you can see that all that visibility is available to the CTs now. And that's going to be devastating. Such an important smoke, being able to lock off CT spawn. And once you give that that smoke away, I think I would have called to abort it, to be honest. Maybe he was just kind of hoping no one would notice.
Well, they have been actually recovering. The bomb should go down. There it is, finally taken down, but no smoke on CT spawn. It's kind of devastating looking in two places at once. Doesn't have the cover. Markelov can't make the kill happen. Angel, 1 versus 3, and he is going to go down. Needed a big result from him there. And the Hellraisers, they had the round, but that one smoke, because...
That's all they needed to do was that set piece. Like we've seen VP haven't been stacking A properly. They've kind of been letting the players in. All they needed to do was lock out the choke point and get onto the bomb side. But that one smoke there went horribly wrong. I think, although I'm not going to say it's the reason they lost the round, it definitely contributed to it. If you have vision from CT spawn, you can call whether the tactics actually been executed. You can tell your team's to rotate, call whether it's not a fake or not. So that was... I think that sums up this half for Hellraisers. It seems like it's just they haven't had a look in whatsoever, and it seems like it's just going from bad to worse for them right now. They currently sat on 2 rounds. They get this next one. It's like it's definitely not over. If they get the pistol, there's no reason why they can't do this back to VP. They know that they've definitely got the players available to them to kind of put out a similar performance. But here we go. Another defensive setup now for VP. They kind of stopped kind of pushing now. I think they know the money isn't great in, well, I say that, the Hellraisers kind of lost so many rounds in a row now. It's probably got the equals as well as AK. They seem like they're fine. So
going for the B split, it seems, though. It's coming up. And let's see if the execute is a business quality here. Get that business execute underway for anyone who knows that reference. And they need to win this round. They really need to win this round. They need everything that they can get at this point. They are trying to make the frags happen. Pasha, we can see rotating through the kitchen as they try to make their way through the B apps. But it is very difficult. There goes the smoke.
Big kill.
Angel, Markelov chiming in. Looks like Snack and Byali are now able to be the last surviving players, able to go for that retake. Snack in position, gets himself a 1-on-1. In fact, he will not take it down. The Hellraisers do actually manage to get at least 1 round right at the end, but that was a crushing result from Virtus.pro. And I think they did show how comfortable they were without playing with an AWP, because Pasha did have an AWP a couple times, but I don't think he actually killed anyone.
Yeah, I don't remember getting any big facts. Normally when I see him play, last time I cast him, he was just kind of going all over the map and kind of facing different areas. But I think we saw him once try to pick those apartment area and kind of fluffed his lines a little bit and missed a shot. But perhaps that was for him to say, right, I'm smashing it with the rifles right now. There's no point for me to pull this AWP out. But here we go. I think this is obviously, it goes without saying, Hellraisers do need this pistol just to kind of give them a look in. I think we might be... Are we live? Yeah.
We are live into the pistol right now between Virtus.pro and Hellraisers on Mirage. It is the second half, of course, with Virtus.pro leading 12-3 at this point in time. And they're looking... Well, they are trying to protect themselves from any aggressive mid pushes. That I have seen that a few times here. Like that's been in the meta recently.
Counteracting. As you see the CTs, like it's so hard for them to defend against the Glocks. If 5 Glocks run at them, the best thing you can do is kind of just push up and get the first frag and fall back. So it's good for the CVP actually kind of countering that and kind of understanding how the game works. You'd hope they do. And you can see one of the Hellraiser players actually precariously pushing up, and snax opens up the frag on the Dosia, and oh god, here we go. The A bomb site has been completely opened up, and it's going to be out kucher to get some frags back. He takes down Neo. It's a huge scalp to take right now.
Using up though only for a moment, it seems, as the bomb does get planted for Virtus.pro. Hellraisers in a desperate situation as Markelov is left alone, and he will go down, and that's going to be 13-3, and not just 13-3. But some ecos from Hellraisers, and not just some ecos, but they're on the CT side. It feels a lot more difficult even, and now with the CZ at increased prices as well, it's not as easy as of a call to just go for it, and they're so close to losing already.
Yeah, look at this. You can see like no buy whatsoever from Hellraisers. Like some teams in this position would go for the head armor and a pistol, and perhaps, but they
scout and CZ or something.
Oh, the scouts! I'm not a fan of the scouts.
It's good on this map. It's so.
I understand on this map because you obviously have the jumping position and things like.
Yeah.
It works a bit better. But I've never found it a viable investment. I've never seen it go huge, but obviously like it has been working.
I feel like the theory is sound, but teams are still working on pulling off the execution, like getting the tags and then finishing off with the CZs and stuff. It's cool.
Well, here we go. A slow round here from VP. I think they know what they have to do. They just need to go somewhere as a 5 and not be caught into any stacks. But it looks like exactly what is happening here. They do have run into the Hellraiser stack, but it's not going to be a problem as byali takes down 2 frags there. He actually takes down snax with him as he takes down teammates. But oh god, there's a snake in the grass in form of Dosia. He manages to take down one of the players, and Neo will finish him off. It's going to be 14-3 in favour of VP.
I thought that it would be a crushing CT half, but for Virtus.pro, but I mean it was beyond that. It was crippling for Hellraisers. Devastating. it was definitely. We need more adjectives.
Yeah, I can. Well,
1 second. BRB thesaurus.
Well, here we go. This is the scout buy you prayed so much for. It's out.
Yeah.
Markelov he is trying to make it work, and then he's going to block airstrike.
Damn.
There it is. He gets taken down. The scout is going to be put down once again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Markelov trying to luck in his way into, or rather trying to skill his way to some scout headshots, which can definitely turn rounds around, but looks like a very progressive, slow A split here from Virtus.pro there. They're getting in there. The mid is a little bit delayed to connect them, but that's going to fix that. The execution is so strong from Virtus.pro. They look amazing.
They really do. Like it. When you're in kind of this kind of form, it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you stick as a team and you're all just hitting the shots like they are. Like it doesn't even. It's hard. It's difficult to even analyze it. Like they can't even say what they're doing so amazingly when they're just kind of going around together and just hitting all their shots. We can see the dual scouts here. The last ditch attempt for Hellraisers. They can see if they can get back into this. They've got a massive mountain to climb. They need 12 on the trot with no money available. We can see they're jumping scout shots trying to come to fruition, and it's not going to happen. It looks like byali will be falling back.
And sometimes when you been getting owned so much, it's like, what is it like to actually frag someone? I forgot. And it definitely can hurt the confidence, but we're seeing a more even situation here as we see some picks coming out from Virtus.pro and not going exactly as they planned, as they intended. They have a player up connected. That's going to be very, very, very important to hold some players there and stop the rotation onto short and through middle. And Virtus.pro, meanwhile, easy peasy bomb site plant on B. It's just no problem at all. Hellraisers are pretty far away at this point, and they are reacting now, but is it too late? Dosia over there with that scout. Look at the scouts. So good.
Well, they need to get escapes on. No kits available. They really do want to make sure they can get to this bomb if they're going to do it. It's going to be a 3-on-1 situation. byali, if ever there was a man to going to win the situation, it's him.
Oh no, he's doing it. byali coming out huge with a double, looking for the triple. There goes the flash, and of course Dosia 12 health. And oh, he actually gets the headshot with that.
What a finish!
He didn't even need it, but I mean that's cool. Anyway, 16-3, a crushing result there from Virtus.pro against Hellraisers, something that perhaps could have been anticipated on Mirage.
Yep.
Obviously, this was the home map of Virtus.pro, so Hellraisers can go back into the drawing board. They can go back into the lab. They can go, okay, next time we're playing Virtus.pro. I'm sure it's already up there. What map they chose. So I don't have that right in front of me right now. So actually, on the break, I'll actually find out what that is, because that might be quite interesting to know. Sure. But any final thoughts on that match? It was very fast and fleeting.
It's difficult to analyse it. I think it was just too little, too late from Hellraisers. I think they managed to get through in the board, which is winnable, but it just looked like they just got absolutely outclassed there. I think Neo, for me, was complete MVP.
Oh my God, Neo!
It was just kind of, it was just like a playground for him. He was kind of just running around, just getting 2 or 3 kills pretty much every round, it felt like. And Pasha had some very big moments as well. It just
he's like the school bully, like getting kids and like turning upside down, getting stealing their
like
lunch money.
It was stupid at one point how much roam he had on the map and kind of how he was winning all the one-on-one situations. It was, but yeah, it just seems like Hellraisers, like we said before, they're one of those teams that they don't have too much tactical prowess to fall back onto. As soon as it starts going wrong for them, and then they're not hitting all the shots, I think they find it difficult to get back into the game, as it were. So we saw in the end they tried to. When we suggested they need to kind of fall back on the set pieces and try something, just an execution, we saw that horrible smoke go wrong, and then again, I think like I said, that summed up their half. I think it just everything they tried wasn't working out for them. But great performance from BP. Good to just showing why they are one of the best teams in the world right now. They've just got a great balance of great team play and insane individual play.
Definitely, and guys, I just remind you about, of course, the Twitter guessing competition that we've got going on if you want to win an M4A1S alloy skin. If you can guess where the LAN is going to be held, the LAN finals, which city will it be held in? Could be any city in the world. Could even be the
any
moon.
City.
It's not a city, but I want to just
I see where you're going with
that. Actually, apparently I read this. Okay, I read this. I don't know what that means. I saw in the paper that. The moon actually has better average internet speeds than the UK does.
That doesn't surprise me, seeing as we barely have any internet available in the UK whatsoever.
So guys, remember, also to throw out there for more giveaways and stuff like that, if you follow the channel, if you get to 70k, there's giveaways are going to start happening. So make sure you click that follow button and tell your friends about it. Because also, you don't want to miss the next match that's coming up, which is the last match of tonight, the first play day of the FACEIT League, which is, of course, NIP and BST. And BST... Scream, I have to double check this. Scream,
it's
SF,
completely understandable. So much has gone on today.
GMX and Uzi. So, I mean, I don't know how this is going to go. We'll get Thorin on for his thoughts after the break. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you for that.